What's up, everybody? This is Cam and the Fantasy Man coming at you with my post draft breakdown slash rankings video that everyone's been waiting for, I'm sure. Sort of an analysis, just going to rank everybody's team based on my opinions. I got some few different categories I'll look at the end, maybe throw some dabs out there. We'll see. Let's run it. I just want everybody to know this was all very close. This is all my opinion. Last year, I thought Camacho's team was horrible. Thought it was by far the worst. I think a lot of us did, and they won the league. So don't take it personal. But right now, I gotta put everyone somewhere. So I will put Connor here. This is my little total score thing. I ranked everybody out of this. For example, Tua, 2 out of 5 for QB. Running back Bijan and Breece Hall, I gave a 6 out of 10. I don't think that's that great. Bijan, potentially is good. Breece Hall, split backfield, in my opinion. But I gave, there's a complete total of 10 possible points for running back and receiver, whereas like QB only gets a total of 5 points you could get because, running back and receivers are more important. Flex is again 10 because it's 2 players. So anyway, that's what we're working with here. You'll kind of get it, and then all that adds up to 23.5. But Amon-Ra, DJ Moore, pretty good. Not the best in the league, but not bad. Goddard is a 3 of 3, great tight end, one of the best in the league. 4 of 10 for Dobbs and Judy. I do not like either of those. I really don't. I think those are probably the worst flexes in the league. And then I don't know how to pronounce the rookie running back from Miami, but Achani, and then Allaire, Lazard, Quentin Johnston. I just don't like that. Quentin Johnston could be good. Lazard wasn't good as a number 1, so I don't know why he'd be good as a number 2 or 3. Best pick was Quentin Johnston in the 9th round. That's great value. He's got a lot of potential. Worst pick was, I think, Breece Hall in the 4th round. Not a big Breece Hall guy. Coming off an injury, kind of an injury-prone guy in a split backfield with Dalvin Cook. Best case scenario, I think Dalvin will take over that backfield with Aaron Rodgers. Alec, we have at 11. No shock here. I mean, you can say what you want about Alex Draft. It was horrible, but he got a good quarterback. 4 out of 5. Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb are probably the best combo of running backs we have in the league at 9 and 10. Juju and MT are so bad it's insane as your 2 starting wide receivers. Waller's okay. Najee and Kittle, not great flexes at all, hence the 4 of 10. Jacoby Myers, Alvin Kamara. He's got a good bench, though. Jacoby Myers, Alvin Kamara, I like. Jameson Williams, maybe down the stretch. DJ Chark might have some value, so I like his bench. His best pick was Jacoby Myers in the 11th round. I really like Jacoby Myers this year. Probably am the only one. But also Alec didn't have a lot of good picks, so it was kind of hard to choose. Worst pick, it's all of them. Kamara, the tight end picks, Najee in the 3rd. Probably Najee in the 3rd was terrible. And the Kamara and tight end picks were just bad because he didn't have a receiver. You guys get it. 10 was Bobby. Oh, wow. Alec and Bobby have an equal score. Maybe I just messed that up. I don't know. But number 10's Bobby. Burrow, 3 of 5. That is honestly probably a little low. So maybe you could bump Bobby up a point. So let's just give Bobby a 6. The reason it's low is because I thought he was hurt and I didn't think he would play, but then he's already playing. I knew he'd play eventually, but I don't know. Burrow's injury stuff gives me a little concern. I think Ramondre and Brian Robinson are probably the worst running back combo in the league, which is saying something because mine's pretty bad. Jamar Chase, Calvin Ridley, that's great. Little question marks on Calvin Ridley. I question Jamar Chase's health sometimes, but still great. 8 out of 10. Okonkwo, 1 of 3. Watson and Cortland Sutton, I hate, especially since Watson's already injured. Watson barely got any volume with Aaron Rodgers. He just kind of got hot with touchdowns and still wasn't that highly rated as a fantasy player. So now with Jordan Love, not high on Watson, not high on Sutton. But his bench is good. Akers and Pickens, Deshaun Watson, Tyler Higbee, Deion Jackson. I really like his bench. I think Deion Jackson, 14th round, was great because I don't think Jonathan Taylor will play, or at least not for a while. So I think that was a great pick. I think Stevenson in the 2nd round was a hardcore reach due to the fact that Zeke's there, and I think it will be a split backfield and not a good offense. So I think Stevenson was a reach in the 2nd round. Logan at number 9, he got Anthony Richardson, who is a little sketchy, but maybe he's going to be good in fantasy, 2.5. Eckler and Jacobs is a great backfield. Debo and Mike Williams, insanely sketchy. Two wide receivers here. Debo is very injury prone. Ayuk's kind of taken over the team a little bit. Mike Williams is a boomer bust player. I love Mike Williams, but he's boomer bust. Hopefully, maybe it'll be a better year this year, though. But not great receivers for Logan. Tight end's fine. AJ Dillon is, a bench player in my opinion. Aaron Jones is a really good flex, so that evens out to about 6 out of 10, just okay. His bench is nothing. Danny Dimes, Gabe Davis, Elijah Moore, Sky Moore, nothing really, just bleh. I think his pick in Austin Eckler was great in the first round. Debo in the third round, I would say, is his worst pick, even though it's not that bad of a pick. It just, I just would have, I liked a few other people there. Debo's just a little sketchy this year. Will at number 8 with Justin Herbert, 4 out of 5. I mean, Justin Herbert was like the 11th best quarterback last year. I think he might have missed a game or two, but James Conner and Dalvin Cook are not good. Dalvin Cook, well, Breece Hall eating into it. James Conner is on the worst offense and is injury prone, so I'm not a believer in James Conner. Love Jefferson, not that high on T. Higgins, really personally. So 7.5 out of 10, pretty good receivers, great tight end. Flexes are okay, and Hopkins and Deontay Johnson. I think Hopkins is washed up, so 6 out of 10. And then you got an okay bench here with Zeke, Warren, Bateman. Not sure which one White is because it's not Rashad White. White. I can't think off the top of my head. Algier, whatever. Total score 28.5. I think getting Deontay Johnson in the 6th round was big. That's a great value pick. Bateman in the 9th round, don't like it. Not a good offense already for receivers, and he's got Andrews, he's got Odell, he's got Zay Flowers, he's got like 3 other dudes to compete with on a team that's not even a good offense for receivers. Ash, number 7 here, and guys, these are all very close. Like that's one point, like it's all real close. So nobody is that much better than anybody. But Ash, what the heck? Oh man, Ash, I burned you, man. I didn't put your team on there, man. I'm sorry about that. You're still number 7 though. Let me just look at your team real quick because I feel bad about that. Ash is number 7 at 29.5. I just forgot. I even gave him the picks here. His best pick was Justin Fields in the 5th round. Great value. There were multiple quarterbacks taken before Fields, and Fields has, a ton of potential to be number 1. So that was great. I did not like his pick with DK in the 3rd round. Just not my cup of tea for DK. I think he's on kind of going down on an offense that wants to run the ball. Pick JSN, still got Lockett. Just a third's a little bit of a reach in my opinion. Ash's team was, let me get to the right league here. This is really annoying. Sorry, Ash. Ash had Fields, so 4 out of 5. He had McCaffrey and James Cook. Very good. Love McCaffrey, 8 out of 10. He had Devontae Smith and DK. Not loving that much. 6.5 out of 10. He's got Dalton Kincaid. I really don't like Dalton Kincaid being on, like he's on the team with who's Dalton, not Dalton Schultz. It's another Dalton. Anyway, he's not. You guys know what I'm talking about. Dude with the headband, the tight end with the headband on the Bills, and Dalton Kincaid is a rookie. So rookies normally they don't do much. I did not like that pick. Drake London, Jordan Addison, 7 out of 10. I mean that seems okay. I like both those guys. And then the bench is okay with Antonio Gibson is good. Kirk Cousins good. Boyd's good. So it's an okay bench. So sorry about that, Ash. 6 is me. I kind of made the Cooper Cup maybe going on IR kind of kills me, but T-Law 4 to 5. Javonte Williams and Pacheco, not great at all, even though I do think Javonte Williams is on the uptick. Just a few minutes ago, I read that Sean Payton said Javonte is going to get a lot of work on Sunday, so I like that. Diggs and Amari Cooper are my 2 best healthy receivers right now. Love Diggs. Finished top 10, top 5 the last 3 years. Amari Cooper was 10 last year. with a bad quarterback. This year he's got Deshaun. There's no doubt he's got an upgrade in quarterback from Deshaun to, I think, Teddy Bridgewater. It's no doubt. So I think he'll be a top 10 or at least 10 as long as he stays healthy. Freiermuth is good, 203. And then I think Ayuk is great for a flex. Jamal Williams and Mostert aren't that good, even though Mostert's going to probably be good off the bat until he gets hurt, and Jamal Williams will be good until Kamara gets back, but still not the best. I gave myself a 5 out of 5 on the bench because I wanted to give myself some value here for Kupp because I do have Kupp on my team, and so I just kind of put him on my bench and gave myself a high bench rating just so I could kind of factor in the Kupp thing without going too crazy with giving myself like a 9 on receiver or something crazy like that. But Nico Collins, potentially good. Justin Ross, potentially good. Rondell Moore, it's a dart throw, but I like him. I think my best pick, and I messed this up too. I didn't put my best pick. This is for Greg, I believe. But my best pick, probably, I don't know. Who cares, man? Total score 29.5. Greg's best pick was Dameon Pierce in the 4th round. Great value for his RB1. Jeff Wilson in the 10th round, who's on IR for a while. That's just like kind of a high pick for a guy who's on IR and has Mostert and Devin Achani or whatever ahead of him. Great pick with QB, 5 out of 10. Dameon Pierce and Montgomery, 5 out of 10. I don't love that combo. Montgomery is going to play the backup role to Gibbs. It'll probably be more of a split backfield, but I bet you 60-40 goes to Gibbs. Pierce is on a terrible offense, so running backs on bad offenses generally not the best. Don't love that running back room. Tyreek Hill and Godwin, love that. 8.5 out of 10. And Njoku, 1.5 of 3. He's serviceable, I guess. Olave and Lockett, they're okay. And then, but not great. I mean, Lockett, is whatever. Olave is good. P. Ryan, Bigsby, Cooks, Tank, nothing really there. Maybe Cooks is good. Who knows? 29.5 for Greg. Tied with me, but I think because of my Cooper Kupp crap going on here, I give Greg the edge over me this year. Dylan, 3 out of 5 for Geno. I mean, Geno's really good. He finished 5th best running back last year. Mixon and Walker, 7.5 of 10. I like both those guys. I really do. Number 1 on good offenses. Waddle and Pittman is okay. Kelsey's a 4 of 3. Kelsey's just that much better than everybody. So I'm giving Dylan's the only one there that got a 4 for the tight end. Madison and Swift, I like Madison. Swift's all right. 7 out of 10. I think that's pretty good. Both starting running backs. His bench is okay. Van Jefferson actually is really good. Probably good till Kupp comes back, so that's good. Thielen's okay. Penny is a handcuff, and Schultz, Schultz is going to come in handy, being that Kelsey, is probably going to miss Thursday. Total score 30. I think Madison in the 6th and Swift in the 7th were really good picks by Dylan. And then Thielen in the 8th round, I thought was a little bit early for Thielen personally. Almost there. Sam, 2.5 of 5 for Dak. Not a Dak believer this year. Just saw a video of him throwing a horrible red zone interception in practice. Again, lots of bad juju coming out of the camp for Dak. Gibbs and ETN to me is okay. Again, I think Gibbs is, although the better of the two backs, he is going to be in a little bit of a split backfield with Montgomery, ETN. There's talk Tank's going to kind of vulture him a little bit, but I do like ETN. So 6 out of 10. A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, in my opinion, is the best wide receiver combo in the league. Pitts is serviceable. I think Mike Evans and J.K. Dobbins are great in the flex. I'm high on Mike Evans this year. I think J.K. Dobbins, or maybe he puts JSM in there. I think it's good. Yeah, JSM, Kadarius Toney, Gallup, Elijah Mitchell, all guys that should be rostered and pretty good. I loved his pick of Mike Evans in the 7th. That is great. I think Evans will continue to be a really good receiver. I think J.K. Dobbins in the 5th was a bit. Sam didn't. He didn't really have any bad picks, but I just don't like Dobbins. So, Doug, number 2. I hate to give this to him. I know this has been a quick video, so I haven't said many jokes, but it's I had to swallow my pride here. But he has a good team off the bat. But hey, I'm wrong all the time, and I was wrong on my videos last year. So I'm hoping that Doug will not be making the playoffs with this team, but I like it off the bat. Mahomes, obviously 5 out of 5. Saquon, Miles Sanders. I like Miles Sanders. I like Saquon if he stays healthy, 7.5. Garrett Wilson, Keenan Allen. I probably like that more than most. Love Keenan Allen. Garrett Wilson, obviously, good option. TJ Hawkinson, number 2 tight end last year, 3 of 3. Don't love Dotson and Zay Flowers. I think Doug has a weird thing for Zay Flowers. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I just don't. Out of nowhere, Doug is obsessed with Zay Flowers. I don't really get it. It's a terrible. Every year they have a new receiver. Every year it was Marquise Brown, then it was Bateman, and now it's Zay Flowers, and it just never really works out for those Ravens wide receivers. But hey, what do I know? 6 of 10. Treylon Burks, whatever. Charbonnet, whatever. Mooney, whatever. Mingo, whatever. 3 of 5 is kind of high, honestly. I kind of feel like, I don't know. I probably should give him a 2 out of 5 and put him behind Sam. That bench isn't that good, but I love the Keenan Allen 4th round pick. I think Keenan Allen will be a wide receiver 1. I think that's awesome. I think it's good offense. Dotson in the 7th round. Not that it's a bad pick. I don't really care for Dotson that much. Like I don't know. He wasn't that good last year. He's, on a, mediocre offense. I don't know. Just not my cup of tea. I'm not a Dotson guy, but we'll see. And then Hunter, number 1 with Hurts. Great. No arguing there. Pollard, Rashad White is solid. That's definitely good. CD and McLaurin. I love McLaurin this year. I'm sure Doug said, how did you like McLaurin so much, but not Dotson? I just think McLaurin's the man. And I think he'll just be the target monster there, for my boy Sam Howell. But CD's great. McLaurin is a really good number 2. Kmet is actually really good. Kirk and Marquise Brown, okay. Maybe 7 out of 10 might be a little high, but I like Marquise Brown for the most part, not as much as Hunter. Kirk's okay. I like his bench. Khalil Herbert, Rashee Rice. I like Hyatt School, Kendre Miller. Maybe he turns into something, but Khalil Herbert I like on the bench. Maybe he goes into the flex, whatever. I think his best pick was probably Rashad White for his RB2 at the 6th round. Found himself a good RB2. And then he picked the Dallas defense, 12th round, which made no sense. He just wanted Dallas's D. He could have picked a player or whatever. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but, that wasn't that great. Not a big fan picking defenses that early. So here we are, Con, Alec, Bobby, Logan, Will, Ash, Cam, Greg, Dylan, Sam, Doug, Hunter. That's what I got so far. We'll hit the top 5 reaches real quick because it's a long video. I think that I think Khan taking Tua in the 8th round was a reach. I don't like Tua. I think that Bateman and Zeke for Will at 9 and 10, that was a reach, and I just kept them together because it was at the turn, so whatever. But Bateman, again, behind Zay, behind Odell, potentially behind Mark Andrews. Yeah, whatever. Just didn't love that. Zeke is back up to Ramondre, so it just seemed a little early. Hunter, Cowboys defense in the 12th round. Just don't like taking defenses that early. Waller in the 5th. Thought that was a little bit of a reach considering there were still a lot of good tight ends. I remember looking and being like, oh, there's still a lot. Like Hawkinson was still available, and Alec already had Kittle. So it just didn't make any sense, or whatever he had. And then I'd say Stevenson in the 2nd round was the biggest reach. It wasn't the biggest reach ever. I'm not saying that, but the biggest reach in this draft. Great value. I got great value out of Javonte Williams, I believe. I think Sam got great value out of Mike Evans in the 7th. Deion Jackson, I value him a good bit, and getting him with the last pick in the draft was great for Bobby. I think that's great value. Fields in the 5th round, potential number 1 quarterback or top 5, getting them behind a couple other QBs. I really like that. And then Geno in the 12th round. I mean, Geno is going to be Dylan's starter. I believe it's Dylan who has Geno. And I mean, he was the 5th best quarterback last year, and Dylan got him in the 12th round. That's a steal. Top 5 bad picks. I think Dylan Taking Schultz in the ninth round when he already had Kelsey was a bad pick. Although Kelsey looks to be hurt, so it might work out for Dylan. But generally, when you take Kelsey, you don't need to take another, high value tight end. Pitts in the sixth round. I didn't like that for Sam because they were still Goddard. There were still a few valuable tight ends more than Pitts, if you ask me. MT in the eighth round is bad for Alec because one, it's a little bit of a reach, and two, he didn't have any wide receivers. So MT is your number one, not a great pick. Kamara in the seventh round. Again, I mean, it's probably around where he would have gone. I would probably take him eighth, ninth. So I think it was a little bit of a reach, but again, he didn't have any receivers. So he just took a running back that I'm sure he didn't know was suspended in the seventh round. Kittle and Waller. Again, three Alex here, taking two tight ends back to back when you still don't have a receiver is terrible. And Kittle in the fifth round in general, don't like it. But yeah, so that's top five bad picks. Then we'll hit dabs real quick. So Logan, for smelling the Starburst bowl, I'll explain that. When we were at the draft, Greg's house smelled of like fruit and just really fruity, smelled like Fruit Loops. Like the whole house smelled like Fruit Loops. It was clearly like an air freshener or something that was happening to make the whole house smell like Fruit Loops. Logan asked, what is causing that smell? Somebody pointed in the general direction. Oh, that. And instead of smelling like the candle or like the thing that clearly is emitting smell, Logan grabs a bowl of Starburst and smells the Starburst as if like a small bowl of Starburst could make the whole house smell of like Fruit Loops. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. 4 dabs. Bobby wanting to push the draft back. Apparently Bobby, somebody woke Bobby up at like 2:00, like an hour before the draft, and was like, hey, are you ready? He was like, can we push it back? Like, I'm tired. It's like, Bobby, we're all sitting here. We all went over to Greg's house to draft, and Bobby is asleep at 2 p.m. and wanting us to push the draft back when he's got nothing going on. Like, that's just insane, dude. 10 dabs. Bobby for doing whatever. I don't know what Bobby's doing with his life, man. 10 dabs. That's all I'm going to say. Bobby's sleeping at 2:00, wanting us to push the draft back because he's sleepy. I mean, what is going on there? 10 dabs, just throwing it at Bobby right there. Hunter asked me what was going on with Jonathan Taylor. He was like, hey, is Jonathan Taylor like playing? Like, what's going on with him? Like 20 minutes before the drive. I was like, dude, I am not telling you that. You got to figure that out yourself. How do you not know what's going on with Jonathan Taylor? We're 5 minutes away from drafting. 5 dabs. Hunter for not setting the draft time and draft order. 9 dabs. I told him multiple times. I was like, hey, you should set draft time. Should set draft time. He's like, oh, right when I get out of class. Oh, I'll do it when I get home. This and that. Never did it. Called him on Saturday or Sunday morning. I said, hey, will you set that so we all, know everything's good? And he was like, well, what's it matter? Anyway, of course, we're sitting there. None of us can join the draft room 10 minutes before the draft starts. It's because Hunter didn't set the order or set the time or something. He forgot. I had to panic and do it. So anyway, 9 dabs. Hunter as commissioner, just like not setting the time or order until last minute. That's crazy. Ash was the 3rd pick, and he was on the clock. It was like 3:01. And the draft started at 3. Someone called him. He's like, wait, I'm up? And we're like, yeah, dude, like we started. You're the 3rd pick. Like, of course. What are you doing? Like, do you not know the draft starts at 3? Were you assuming you had more time before the, pick got to you and like 2 picks? That was crazy. So that was 100 dabs. Ash was like, when someone called him, he's like dumbfounded that he was on he's like, oh, really? Oh, okay, I'll get on. And he made his pick. But that was hilarious. Alex draft, I'm not going to get into it. He took like 4 running backs, which I've done before. And then he took 2 tight ends. He took 4 running backs and 2 tight ends and a quarterback. And then took Michael Thomas and Juju as his 2 receivers. Like, that was nuts. 1,000 dabs. Also, Alec used to say how he's out on running backs. He was like, yeah, I'm just going to draft all receivers and tight ends and then get handcuffs. And now this year he's doing that. So he's crazy. But And then Connor was hyping up the Falcons defense during the draft. Someone drafted the Falcons D. He was like, "Well, dude, they got some new they signed some new players. Like, oh, they're gonna be sick." And I'm like, dude, like their defense has been so bad for like 3 years and doesn't look like it's getting any better. Connor's probably saying right now, "Well, you'll see," and I'm sure we'll see. I'm willing to put a lot of money that the Falcons defense won't be good again, but anyway, so that's the devs. That's the video. I got to go. That was super long. But yeah, good video. I'm excited for Sunday and or Thursday's first game tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for watching. Let's ride.